Ducking, dodging, you got to look both ways before you cross the street. Everybody's taking shots at us Caitlin Clark fans, the Chicago Sky vloggers, the content creators, the Angel Reese content creators are firing at us non-stop. We got to keep our head on a swivel, y'all. We got to keep our head on a swivel. Stephanie White's a bum and needs to be fired. That's what's going on. Did y'all see the interviews today? Sophie Cunningham just exposed Stephanie White. Flat out exposed.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped a plot twist worthy of a reality show no one knew they were starring in. She didn't merely stand up for Caitlin Clark. She torched Stephanie White's coaching reputation with cold, hard receipts, razor-sharp wit, and a look that practically shouted, "I said what I said." So what sparked this scorching takedown? And why does the entire WNBA suddenly feel like a chaotic group project spiraling out of control? Buckle up, because this tea is piping hot, hotter than the fever's shaky bench rotation.
Stephanie White, in her post-game interview, confirms the team looks the best when the ball is in Caitlin's hands, when she is the main decision maker, and everything revolves around her. Yet for some strange reason in the Valkyries game yesterday, after witnessing that in real time, Stephanie White decides to change things up, slow the things down, take Caitlin out the game, and she complains that the team suddenly loses.
The reason fans cram into arenas wearing a chaotic mix of merch and chanting like they're at some frenzied revival isn't about any five-player scheme. It's the Caitlin system. Caitlin is the system. You could line up 5 traffic cones and fever jerseys next to her, and the place would still be sold out. Because let's be real, nobody's shelling out for textbook backdoor cuts or pristine screen assists. They're here for Caitlin. Full stop.
Cunningham went on the record to basically say what I've been saying and everyone else. Give the damn ball to Caitlin. Whatever offense we running right now, it is not working. You have to give the ball to Caitlin and let Caitlin do what Caitlin has to do. Now, we done seen this formation time and time again. Now, I know some people might want to say Caitlin Clark was off the ball somewhere at Iowa. She was a little bit in years.
This stops being a team sport the moment the entire ecosystem orbits a single gravitational force. This isn't just basketball. It's theater. And she's the headliner, the director, and the one ripping your ticket at the door. Enter Sophie Cunningham. Part Cooper, part walking megaphone, and a full-time dealer of unfiltered truth. The woman doesn't even come equipped with a mute button, and thank the basketball gods for that.
It's a rough time being an Indiana Fever fan right now. Things is getting real crucial. It's real serious. We're almost 20 games into the season, and we are below 500. This is embarrassing. I would have, at the beginning of the season, I would have bet you my last breath. I would have bet my life, my house, everything, that there was a 0% chance that we would be under 500 19 games into the season. This is crazy.
Sophie isn't here to play diplomat. She's not auditioning for a cushy lead office gig, and she's definitely not sweet-talking to keep the good vibes-only crowd cozy. She delivers the truth in ultra-high def, with the ruthless precision of a buzzsaw tearing through a dollhouse. People squirm around her because she treats honesty like it's a debt that needs collecting. Now, ask Sophie a question, and you won't get some tidy soundbite. You'll get a full-blown fireworks show, capped off with a TD top.
Point loss. Caitlin Clark's return, in which, since this is a lady we're talking about, it looks like Stephanie White has spaded Caitlin Clark, for lack of a better way of putting it. If it was a dude, I'd say neutered, but, you get my point. She has taken away Caitlin Clark's greatest asset, which is the creator and instigator of offense.
She's got that rare quality, actually believing what she says, and saying it out loud. In today's world of media-trained athletes mumbling safe cliches, that's like skydiving without a parachute, but with total confidence. So, of course, some delicate souls lost it when she dropped her $200 opinion on which cities deserved the WNBA expansion teams. A player with real takes on mic? How dare she interrupt the echo chamber of beige interviews and pre-approved talking points? Sophie's not here to play league politics. She rolled the dice, flipped the board, and called out the rigged game. That's the appeal. She's not chasing miscongeniality. She's just saying what anyone with a basketball IQ above sea level can see. Caitlin is the system, and everyone else is fumbling the manual. There's no reason Caitlin should look like she's being punished for inventing the three-point line. The only thing more awkward is watching refs try to explain a tech without turning it into interpretive dance.
Post-practice interviews had this to say.
I think that everyone saw that. We kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game, and so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know
we had some flow. But when Caitlin's here, we need to play a different style because she's that great. That is what Sophie Cunningham.
Instead of building the offense around a once-in-a-generation talent, they're treating her like a minor inconvenience that needs committee approval. Caitlin isn't a supporting piece. She's not a long-term project. She's the blueprint, the headliner, the fireworks show before the lights go out. And Sophie? She doesn't have time for coded language or for legacy coaches acting like it's still 1997. She sees a star being deliberately dimmed and says, "Nah, on my watch." Not because she's rude or disrespectful, but because she's unapologetically honest in a league that still loves its polite filters. She'll say out loud what everyone else whispers in group chats. She'll question calls that others dismiss as strategy. She'll spotlight coaching adjustments that look less like tactics and more like awkward yoga poses masquerading as basketball plays.
But when Caitlin Clark has become the Caitlin Clark we loved and we've grown to see, Caitlin Clark has the ball in her damn hands, bro. Caitlin Clark has the ball in her hands, and she said verbatim herself that they run a read and react offense. You know what that is? The ball's in Caitlin's hands. Now, there has been a large speculation that Caitlin Clark pretty much wants to go to New York and play with Sandy Bernardello and
strip away the buzzwords and schemes, and it's simple. The Fever got a Ferrari and decided to run errands. Caitlin's talent is being wasted like Wi-Fi in the woods. You don't draft a generational player to watch her stand in the corner while someone bricks a layup. You let her cook. But somehow, Sophie's the problem for saying it out loud. Not the coaches. Not the shaky offense that looks like it was sketched on a napkin mid-flight. Not the execs treating elite shooters like role players. No, it's Sophie, daring to admit the emperor has no clothes. All she did was give an opinion, and half the internet acted like she insulted their grandma's pie. If expansion talk, not the Hunger Games.
I don't care about the rest of what she has to say. It's gonna sound good, I'm sure. It's gonna be her refusing to take accountability, I'm sure. It's going to be her putting the onus on the players, I'm sure. Not owning up to her, I'm sure. But what she said right there, other than 2 5-minute spurts, the team lost focus, didn't pay attention to detail, so on and so forth. That is her not realizing that she's accountable for what
Sophie knows what many won't say. This lead only works when the product is good. And right now, the product sells when Caitlin has the ball, not when she disappears for 10 minutes like she's in timeout. If fans pack arenas for one player, maybe the offense should feature her more than the bench features folding chairs. Nobody's tuning in for outdated sets that mistake motion for progress, or for possessions that feel like group therapy with no payoff. They're here for fireworks, deep threes, and the kind of swagger that wins over even rival fans. Sometimes the truth needs a mic and a bit of edge. Enter Sophie, dropping that comment. Suddenly, it's players stranded on islands, like this is a cruise, not a basketball team. The WNBA turns into Survivor. Fever Edition. Trust is dead, chemistry's a myth, and everyone's too busy paddling alone to see the boat sinking.
I've never thought that I would be saying this late last year in November when the Indiana Fever hired Stephanie White. I never thought I'd be saying this right now, only 19 games into the 2025 season, that it's time for Stephanie White to go. The Indiana Fever needs to fire Stephanie White. This is not going to work. What we're seeing is not going to work. It's just not going to work.
How she looks, but man, it's tough. It's tough to get that growing to 100%. But I like the mindset, thinking about her long term, right? Long term, and that's what matters the most. I know we are trying to push the Indiana Fever to win a championship right now this year. I know a lot of fans would love to see it, but at the end of the day, man, if Caitlin Clark has to sit out for the rest of the year, would y'all be able to accept that? Would that be something you can live with? You know what I'm saying? Not saying she has to or anything like that. I'm just saying if that came